see, of course, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Missouri, Wisconsin, California, and gate down obviously on this one, and that is, it's going to be tough to tell who got the whole shot, but got some carnage down out of that first turn. I think everyone's going to get back up slowly, but get back up. One rider's still down, but we're back up front to this one and sorting it out as we roll into the 10 Commandments now. And this is where the stage starts to set for Moto number 1, and we get things kind of organized a little bit. And I don't know if that was Elijah Davis on the 41. It almost looked like a 3-digit number coming through there from 31 of Deegan Gale grabbing the whole shot. So Gale finishing 4th place in Moto 1 out of Washington, Utah. Another Westerner on the Gale Racing and Utah Motorback ride. Big deep lines, very obvious. These riders to choose here on this first lap as they get it all sorted out. As I like to always say, jockey for that position to get themselves in the best possible spot. Can't get all the way through the pack on this first lap. They want to pass it through as far as they can to get themselves before things start to settle in and fight even further, harder. Leaders now making their way into the heart of this Loretta Lynn's race course, now open. Downside into the big sandy sweeper, and that is the number 40, the 40, I believe, of Ryder Bell, your Moto 1 winner on the Ecolo suspension and King's Excavation backed Honda machine that he's got going on there. So cream to the top, a 1-1 scenario starting to shape up for Ryder Bell. Deegan Gale, a great start here for him, grabbing the whole shot. Puts himself in a number 2 spot at the end of lap number 1. Jack Carrick back in the number 3 position. Corey Althazin in 4th. Jackson Butler is 5th. Jake Colbert back in the number 6 spot. Then Landon Babcock is 7th. Jack Parkin in 8th. Zach Longino is the number 9 ride. And then Jack Carver rounding out the top 10. A few riders that finished top 10 just outside, including Ashton Aruda, the number 18 and 11th right now. Also seeing back there, Cade Ferry 12th, Drew Freeland in 13th, Parker Dickinson in 14th, and Jaden Sleggers, the 74 machine, a top 5 finisher in the number 15 spot at the end of lap number 1. Deegan Gale now trying to make up some ground out here as things are starting to stretch out just a little bit ahead of him as Ryder Bell is laying down some law out there. Now he was about 3 seconds, 2.997, so basically call it 3 seconds faster than Deegan Gale on that first lap of racing. And we've got some battles starting to shape up now as we get a chance to sort them out and things start to settle in.
I believe on the screen we're looking at, is that Carrick and Gale right there, as a matter of fact, battling it out?
I believe so. If not, maybe Althazin trying to work his way up through the pack right now. That is the 65 of Althazin, so that's your 3rd and 4th place battle we're looking at right now. And Althazin looked like he was going to maybe steal the show here on the sweeper, but man, the momentum on the outside carries Jack Carrick right on through in 3rd.
I like what you did there. Carried Jack Carrick right through it. I like it. Yeah, and it did. As a matter of fact, it was a good line, but look at this. Althazin, he uses that outside. He tries to keep the momentum up, Rodney. Pulls up alongside again, but I believe Carrick's just going to be set up on the inside here. He's going to have the shorter track to work around, and as it gets rough, it ultimately looks like he has a better line, and he does. Going to move over on it and make sure he defends the inside early in this race right now. Does give him a little bit of a gap right there, so he picked up a couple bike lengths after making sure he had the position. So as we move out onto lap number 2, 2:04 for your leader, Ryder Bell. Deegan Gale 2:07, Jack Carrick 2:09, Althazin 2:08. So right now, Ryder Bell setting the torrid pace out there and has clean track ahead of him. That's
consistently 3 seconds a lap and faster. That's put a 6.3 second gap between himself and Gale. Gale's got almost 3 seconds back to this battle we've been watching with Carrick and Althazin right now. Another rider we might keep an eye on would be the 13 of Jackson Butler, not far out of the shot there in 5th place on the number 13. As we check to see how things are shaping up on this second lap after riders settling in here, Bell, Gale, Carrick, Alderson, and Butler, your top 5. Landon Babcock now 6th, Jack Carver in 7th, Jake Colbert in 8th, Jack Parkin in 9th, Ashton Aruda now moves into the top 10. That is Parker Dixon, Carson Mainquist, Jaden Slegger's 13th, Drew Freeland in 14th, and Vance Bruce rounding out the top 15. Slegger's only able to gain a couple of spots up to 13th. Again, he finished 5th in Moto 1, so we're still early in this one. A 15-minute moto, remember this is a C class, so these guys' time will run out a little quicker, but nonetheless, the battles will not wane any quicker, I don't think.
Oh, no, actually, great job by our Racer TV camera guys. We had to look at about 3 different battles there, and I believe just a moment ago, Butler on the 13 machine.
Oh! So that takes him out of contention.
Yeah.
Let's see if Babcock gets around. Babcock is going to be able to make the pass now. Wow, that may have been Carver there on the 42 Honda getting by, and Colbert. So some changes through the top 10, and that's going to flip things around just a little bit.
Just ready to compliment Butler, man. He was hauling the mill. He was making some time and pushing that edge right there. So picks it back up, right back in action, gives up a position or 2, I'm sure. But Rodney, I got to tell you, this class right here, give no quarter, take no quarter. It doesn't matter if we're talking about 8th place or 1st place.
Absolutely. Bell in. And if tradition goes the way it is, we'll see a 9, now 10-second gap back to Bell. Gale, rather. We'll see what happens now. Carrick is 3 seconds back. Altazan now relinquishing a little bit of that pressure as he drops back down to a 1.2-second gap. And Butler, we're still waiting on that. Babcock, Carver both got by. Did Colbert get by? No, he did not. Butler gets back up and checks in 7th. Parker Dickinson now up to 8th. Jack Parkin is 9th. Ashton Aruda remains steady in 10th place after 3 laps of racing complete. We're now 6 minutes, 41 seconds into this race. We're approaching the halfway point in about a little over a minute.
Yeah, Rodney, and you know what? I feel bad. If that would have happened to Butler maybe a little later or on the next lap or so, might have been not so bunched up, and he might have had a little more room to pick it up. But right now, early in the race, like you said, just about halfway, everybody's so stacked up. Did cost him a couple positions. The fast lap of the race, what is that? That says 2:03.8. So that was actually last time around by your leader, Ryder Bell.
Well, there's Jackson Butler. Again, we're watching him. The 45 machine I thought we just saw there. Just trying to see who that was. That's Cade Ferry. Ferry must be a lap down in this one.
Yeah.
So not the battle that I thought I was seeing develop there. There is the 42, though, of Jack Carver. Carver trying to work his way through the pack. He took an 18th in Moto number 1. Carver currently running a solid top 10 in about 6th or 7th place, maybe trying to knock on the door. I think he's in 5th now. I think he's gotten around Babcock, so Carver is now your 5th place ride, if I'm looking at this right, Megawatt.
Nice drive. And Rodney, when I was working my way back up the steps, you talk about the inconsistencies this year. Holy cow, when we look at the scores, it's been a long time since I've seen flip-flop like this, or maybe some problems, issues, for some of our top riders, and see 323 or 432. That's very inconsistent and very unusual here at the Rand.
Absolutely. As we knock another lap down, Ryder Bell 4 laps complete into this one, as he is now 2:04.5. Still a good solid 3 seconds faster than everyone, including Deegan Gale, who is 13 seconds back and enjoying a 5-second lead over Jack Carrick and Corey Altazan. And that battle continues away, John. That's where the heat is right now, folks, as we go behind the billboard and heading towards the Whole Shot Forest. The 53 of Carrick and the 65 of Altazan, that's where things have all of a sudden heated up.
Carrick's been in a battle since lap number 1. I believe it was Gale at first. Now it's with Altazan, and he's felt the pressure from all directions, has the number 53. Now take a look at that. 4 laps in and almost 3.5 seconds per lap. Do the math, 13.1. That's where you're at on the gap. It's just like clockwork. It's simple math on that gap opening up. There comes Carrick, and then is that Altazan?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So that 0.6 gap that we saw at the finish line widening just a little bit. Altazan, though, out searching those lines, and you can see what's happening here. He's gaining ground, he's losing ground because he's searching for a line to get around. And these C-class riders, they get pretty committed to that. They don't want to follow because that's what they are.
Oh! I saw it happening, Rodney. It was like slow motion. Just put not enough weight on that front end. And Carver goes down too, or Carrick goes down too?
I believe so.
2 different corners. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, that crash by Alderson, it was like slow motion. I saw it coming, man.
And you know
Holy
that
cow.
sigh of relief for Jack Carrick had to be going in, and then all of a sudden he feels that same
literal sinking feeling as the bike sinks away.
Absolutely.
No question. Wow. Bummer.
Jackson Butler may have been the actual heir to both mistakes that just took place. The 13 of Butler running back in the number 5 spot should be moved up into close to third, if not in the number 3 spot, as Bell has checked in for 2 laps complete. Deegan Gale checking in as well. 16 seconds now behind, consistently 3 seconds a lap off the pace of Bell is Gale. And now as we look back to that 3, 4, and 5 spots, as we told you, Alderson goes down, Carrick goes down. Alderson, though, does get back up and gets into the number 3 spot. And I believe Butler did get around Jack Carrick there, so he does at least gain 1 spot. Carrick in the number 5 spot now, as Parker Dickinson is 6th, Landon Babcock 7th, Jack Carver drops to 8th, now Ashton Aruda up to 9th, and Jack Parkin rounding out the top 10.
Absolutely incredible. If we take a look at Butler, if you remember, Rodney, on lap number 2, Butler dug in right back there in the same place in Storyland, gave up a couple positions, so we call him the benefactor here, but in this case, maybe what comes around goes around, and these guys are swapping positions on tip overs.
Well, Alderson's lap time last time around, a 2:19. Jack Carrick, a 2:27, and they're still 3rd and 5th right now, which is pretty impressive to me. A 2:11 for Jackson Butler, so there was a bit of real estate that he had to make up from that 5th place position, and he can only think, if I was just a little bit closer, how much I could have gained in that. But here we are, folks, working on lap number 6 right now, 3 minutes out. The 2-lap card, I believe, is out to our leaders. We'll be seeing a white flag this next time around, if I'm not mistaken.
Somebody was picking herself up. I believe they were lapped down, though, on a Husqvarna right as he came around. Might be right there at number 82. Let's see here.
So right now, Bell will be getting the white flag when the leader checks in this time around. And I don't know, I mean, he just looks like he's riding, not even pushing. I mean, so effortless right now. And turning good, consistent laps. A 2:08 from a 2:07, so it's good and consistent. He's found a good pace here late in the moto with 1 lap to go. You know he has to feel pretty solid about that, and I expect we're going to be seeing a 19 to 20 second difference between he and Gale, unless maybe Gale finds a little bit of speed on this final lap, but no need to really push it for him either, as he's got a 15-second gap back to 3rd, so, and 23-second gap now between 1st and 2nd. So Gale is riding the smart ride out here in this 2nd moto, it looks like. Corey Alderson checking in 3rd. Jackson Butler is not able to make some gains on this one, as he now 5 seconds behind Alderson. Carrick still not able to get the flow back. It looks like he's dropped back to 6th, as Parker Dickinson taking advantage of the situation. Aruda up to 7th now, as he's making some gains finally late in this race. Babcock in 8th, Carver in 9th, and Jack Parkin rounding out the top 10. And Ryder Bell about a minute or so away as he heads back into the Storyland from claiming checkers and 2 moto wins here at Loretta Lynn's.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's pretty impressive riding right there. We talk about consistency and inconsistency down here. That's the picture portrait of consistency. All you got to do is the math. 6 laps, 3 seconds a lap, 23.5 seconds.
It all adds up.
Real basic right there, Rodney. And I have to tell you, we talk about smooth and such. I didn't see any real bobbles, any real mistakes. I didn't see the bike jump out of line. As far as bike setup goes, it looked almost perfect to me, and he was taking the right lines for his bike setup.
Well, grabbed the hole shot. Or no, Gale grabbed the hole shot, but he was right there with him, and he moved to the lead pretty quickly out there and has basically not looked back from about that point on. He turned his fastest lap on lap number 3 at a 2:03.8. Is that Levi?
It is. He's going to sit down with the best in the business, and you guys are going to knock it out of the park, dude.
So I'm going to have to leave the tower again. Ryder Bell taking the checkers in the win here at Loretta Lynn's, this 250-seat Junior 12 to 17 limited class. It's 2 moto wins for the young rider as he is hoping to make a sweep out of this one and stake his claims here at the Dude Ranch as Deegan Gale will check in the second place position. Corey Altazan, again, a solid ride for him here in Moto 2. Actually, memory serves me correct, a great ride there as well. So Corey Altazan is in. You see our leaderboard there on Racer TV. Butler in 4th, Parkinson in 5th, Carrick in 6th, Aruda 7th. Actually, Aruda 6th. He gets around Carrick. So whatever happened to Carrick, he completely deflated. And you know, a little tip over, it takes a lot out of you, especially at the level he was racing at. So I'm not taking anything away from the effort because he definitely put a lot of that in. Jaden Sleggers, somewhat of a comeback ride. He finished 5th in Moto 1, started out 15th and finishes up in 8th. Landon Babcock 9th. Jack Harkin rounding out your top 10. And I believe Mikey Wange may be finding his way down to the Monster Energy podium as he gets set to talk to what I would imagine is a pretty stoked Ryder Bell about right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to find Kevin down there. I think Kevin Kelly's making his way down. Yeah. Mikey took a short break. Weege has a couple things to do, and I believe Kevin's going to work his way down, coming in next.
Oh, okay. It's Kevin, okay.
Hey, I heard the most un-Rodney a little bit ago, and it came from you.
What was that?
That was unbelievable. No, you being Rodney.
Whenever I was being me.
I was like, man, that was about a half-hearted effort right there.
Well,
so.
It's hard to be me all the time, man.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Guys, we are down here on the podium. Do not adjust your TV screens. My legs are this white. That is right, folks. They are incredibly white. It's the first time we've seen the sunshine this year. Let's bring up our 3rd place finisher. If we can get Corey Altazan down from underneath the tent with his 6.3 moto scores. Corey, if you are here, if you want to make your way up here, Corey. They are down there hydrating as they should be. Nobody wants to talk to me, but hey, you got to. It's the happiest place on earth. It's the podium. Corey, come on up here. Corey Altazan, our 3rd place finisher. I have a medal for you to prove it. There's Corey. Come on down. Look at that head of hair. Cover that thing up. I got it. Corey, how about let's hear it for our 3rd place finisher. Corey, we'll step out front of the motorcycle. Corey, great ride out there. Some drama out there late in the moto there. Some guys going down, kind of making things interesting here as we got towards that white flag lap.
Yes, sir. I just got a good start. I felt it spinning, but I still came out good. I'm battling with the kid in front of me, and then we both crashed in the same corner. I got stuck, couldn't get my pants out. But, yeah, it was good. I just pushed as hard as I could. Yeah,
let's show everybody at home there. You got a hole in the pants there. Your mom going to sew those up, or you got a spare pair back at the old truck there, bud?
We'll just have to get a new pair.
There you go. It's Loretta's, man. That's what we do here. Who do you want to thank, Corey?
My mom, my dad, Real Do Rob, my mama, my papa, mechanic, my uncle, everyone who helped me. The Adams feed me every night, and everyone else.
How about let's hear for our 3rd place finisher, bronze medalist, Corey Altazan. Good work, Corey. Ripped his pants, did not let that slow his progress down, man. I would have quit right there on the spot. That's why you're a winner, and I'm not. Let's bring up our 2nd place finisher, Deegan Gale, with 4.2 moto scores. Deegan's going to get the silver medal. He is in the hunt. 4.2 moto scores. You're not out of it, Deegan. And you also got this, the Stacy Holeshot Award. Let's step in front of the motorcycle. Come on around here, Deegan. Here we go. Fix that. The hair looks great, buddy. Looking good. Put that around the neck. Deegan Gale, dude, tell me about that ride. 2nd place in this tough, hot racetrack. Talk about it.
Oh, I don't know. It was so hot out there. I was dying. But the track is gnarly, too. I don't know. It was just tough.
How do you train for this stuff? We talked to guys earlier. There is nothing out there that you can train on like this.
A lot of the times, because we live in St. George, Utah, so like the desert part of Utah. And there's tons of desert that's kind of like this out here. It's just rough as can be and gnarly.
Super hot. Well, it got you ready. You got 4.2 moto scores. You got it in the tank to get a moto win and leave with a big smile on your face for that 3rd moto.
I mean, I'm hoping to see if I can put it together.
All right, let's hear it, folks. Deegan Gale is your 2nd place finisher. Deegan, before I let you go, you want to thank the sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom, dad, sister, Devious Designs, and Kyle, our mechanic, and that's about it.
All right, one more time for our 2nd place finisher. It's Deegan Gale. Good job, buddy. That's yours. All right, we'll bring up our winner. The gold medal is yours. They're checking out the bike. All right, put that around your neck, ladies and gentlemen. He is your winner, Ryder Bell. Ryder Bell, 1-1 moto scores. Feeling pretty good, right?
Yes, that was my goal. So going in a third moto, I'm better off. So
1-1 scores, you're just going to go just chill out and get about a 10th then, right?
no. I'm going to go my best, but I'm not going to push it that I crash and lose it. So if I know I'm in second and I feel like I don't need to push it, then we'll just ride it in, and championship is the goal.
Hey, talk to me about going into that first turn with 40 of your closest friends in the C-Class.
Well, yesterday, the second moto, my first moto 2DC Limited, I actually crashed. I got taken out. I came from 40th all the way back to 4th. So today I was like, I'm going on the inside and being safe, and I'm just going to get this shot. And then they ripped the start, and I wish I had my scoop on, but it still worked out good, so yes.
All right, man, you're looking good going into that final moto. Let's thank some folks.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, my whole family, everybody back home in Hawaii that supported me to get over here. Steel Core, Bill, Ecolu Suspension, Brian Medeiros, Players Caravan, Honda World, King's Excavation, Maui Built, and everybody else that supports me. Thank you.
Ryder Bell, ladies and gentlemen, handling business. I'll get out of the way. You can get those great shots.